But it's just so funny because I feel like I did the opposite to where when you were doing Jamtown, that's when I loved that life of the party kind of, you know what I mean? Like you're the spotlight, and then now I feel like it gives me so much anxiety to go on stage, you know, like I did the backwards deal. I mean, I can deal with it, but, you know, I just feel like, oh, fuck, it just, the anxiety boost. Okay, so let's go think of wall paint.
Okay.
Let's fast forward to that. There was a lot of bands in between that we made. We could just quickly name some of them if you want. There's just horrible names. Just know that. Not like Think of Wall Paint's a great one, but it's more creative than the other ones that we had, which
it just
was
basically outlasted them. That's all it did, really.
Not even that. We knew those other names were shitty. Right?
Right.
Okay, and so this is, by the time, this era, we had Nate Furtado, and, well, oh shit, what about Serial Kid? We're not going to talk about that. Okay, let's have that a passerby.
Serial Kid did a lot of Jamtown songs.
See, that's what I'm saying, like, okay, we're jumping a little bit.
So it's like, okay, we could say Serial Kid, we could say Jamtown, Serial Kid, Think of Wall Paint.
Pretty much, yeah. So because I felt like that was pretty conscious.
Because right before Think of Wall Paint was like stuff with Jacob when he started to get.
Yeah, see,
so there's the project with
the
me and Jacob and Nate and stuff, and that was Lunch Meat, Fetus, Disaster, Tragedy, and Street Corner Kids.
Street Corner Kids. Oh my god.
Yeah.
You could tell that story really quick.
I don't know. Okay, we used to Street Corner Kids. We decided we wanted to sling CDs on the corner. We would be on the corner of Putnam and G Street. We would walk down because we used to live on Putnam.
Yeah.
And we'd walk down the street, and we found this nice spot that we'd play guitar on. We'd play acoustic guitars, me, Jacob, and Johnny Mo, and then we would just kind of stay there all day until, like, you know, some people would pay attention, and we would try to sell them to the car, like drive-in style, drive-through style. We'd, like, sell them to people, like, in their cars. Like, they would never get out of the car.
That sounds terrible.
It was weird, but we would make an average of, like, we'd sell 10 CDs, and we sold them for $3, and we'd make about $30.
That's salesman.
And we split it 3 ways, and we just made $10 in a couple hours.
And then you just buy energy drinks with the shit, and then keep.
Well, I guess. But anyway, I'd always have this little lunch pail of CDs that we made.
Yes, I remember that. What was it?
And I found that lunch pail recently.
Power Rangers? What was it?
Yeah, it was a Power Rangers one. Yeah, so, and it was said Throw Me a Fountain Records on it because I ended up starting the Throw Me a Fountain Records thing. Like, that's what I wanted to call first I wanted it to be called Seminole Records.
I remember that, yeah.
And some dude was like, what, like semen? And the truth is that Seminole, it isn't necessarily semen. And I didn't know that at the time. I'm like, what? So I changed it to Throw Me a Fountain Records. Obviously, the next step.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, if you're not going to call it Seminole Records.
You go to Throw Me
a Fountain.
A Fountain.
Yeah, so obviously that's the next step.
Just throw me that.
So anyways, we have, let's just say Jamtown, Serial Kid, and Think of Wall Paint.
Okay, holy shit, we need to, like, come on.
Okay, so what's after Think of Wall Paint?
That sucks, because I really want to go into detail about everything, but,
we will, but we just have to do the list first.
Okay, so, We're just gonna name before the Think of Wall Paint, like in that little window. Okay, so there was
Paint, and then what was
fucking Sloppy Roman Ticks was definitely.
But those are the less, like, let's just do the main ones.
Saying. Oh no, I thought you were saying say them really quick.
Okay, let's just say every band.
That messed up.
Jamtown.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, this is out of order.
Okay, Jamtown. Rude Relic, Bland.
Oh my god.
Serial Kid. Serial Kid was also called Rude Relic, and which is Cellar Door backwards, and then was also called Bland. Bland before any of that. I forgot
about that.
First it was called Bland.
I totally forgot about that.
And then, and then later on, before Think of Wall Paint, we did Street Corner Kids, Lunch Meat, Fetus, Disaster, Tragedy, which was Jacob's fucking name, which he's fucking nuts. He was definitely nuts back then, and that was hilarious. And then we ended up doing Label Me, which is me, you, Nate, and Jacob, and that's actually a good demo when I found that demo.
Yeah,
so Label Me.
So wait,
we were also called Polka Dot Capris.
Yes, we were Polka Dot Capris, and then no, Sloppy Roman Ticks was way later.
No, that was a different thing.
I keep thinking it's in that same era, but it's just because of people.
No, it was before.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so Sloppy Roman Ticks, he wanted to call it Romantics, but we were like Roman-Ticks.
He said it. I'm not that cool.
Okay,
he was like, how about Roman Ticks, like dash, T-I.
Yeah.
Not like it really masks it in any way. It's like the same thing with a hyphen.
Sloppy Roman Ticks, that's tight. But anyways, it just turned something gay into something like weird
More
and
gay.
obscure. Not gay, just
Yeah,
obscure.
no.
Obscure and maybe lame rather than gay. His was just kind of like really emo, and mine was just
Of
lame.
course, because the only people he listened to were fucking Hawthorne Heights and, right?
He looked like a Hawthorne Heights fan.
He wanted to be in Hawthorne Heights. That was the whole thing. He's like, cut my wrist, black my eyes, Ohio is for lovers.
Exactly.
My life.
Okay. Anyways, yeah.
Okay. And Atreyu, I think.
We have to get this order right.
Jesus
Jamtown.
Christ, this is okay.
Jamtown.
Me and Jay, my
Okay,
bad.
so we had Jamtown, and then in between that was Serial Kid, which was also called Bland and Rude Relic at different times.
Okay, and let's talk about Serial Kid for a second.
I want to do the fucking list.
Okay.
Jamtown, my solo project, and then we ended up doing me, Nate, and Stephen Conroy,
Yes.
which was called Serial Kid, also / Bland and Rude Relic at different times. When we played a show, it was called Rude Relic. We only played like one show, but then we recorded our album, and by then we were Serial Kid.
Recorded at a studio.
An EP. It was like more like a demo EP.
Yeah.
Then, okay, here we go. So we had Jamtown, Serial Kid, and then Think of Wall Paint. But before Think of Wall Paint, there was build-up of Jacob Broughton integrated.
Yes, with Label Me.
And Stephanie integrated. So,
Yes.
so basically...
Because Stephen Conroy moved away.
So after
Bonus
Serial
for
Kid
me,
came
even though he's
kind of a band integrating Jacob and Stephanie, which ended up becoming Label Me, which was also called Polka Dot Caprice.
For 1 second because of
Right before
Nathan.
we moved on.
And I remember when we were still living at that Putnam house, I put Polka Dot
I
Caprice
think
on it.
I wanted to change Label Me because I brought it up to Sarah. This is 2006.
Yep.
And I brought it up to Sarah. She's like, Label Me? That's so typical. And
But we knew that going into it.
we
We're
knew
like,
that going
yeah,
into
Label
it,
Me.
and then I second guessed myself because I was just a sucker for, any woman that, whatever. So I was like, yeah, we should probably change it. And then somehow we got onto Polka Dot Caprice just because there was literally...
No,
something
are you
else
sure it
polka
went
dotted.
that way? I thought it went
I
Polka Dot
remembered
Caprice, Label Me, and then... Okay, that's fine.
But anyways,
I don't know.
okay, so basically we have Jamtown, my solo project. We have Serial Kid with Nate and Stephen Conroy playing drums, / Rude Relic / Bland. And then we have Stephanie and Jacob coming into it.
Yes.
No.
Jacob
Let's bring Jacob into it, and then we do Street Corner Kids
Yeah.
/ Lunch Meat Fetus Disaster Tragedy. Then we have Steph come into it, and we do Sloppy Romantics with me, Steph, and Jacob.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Then we do Label Me with me, Steph, Nate, and Jacob / Polka Dot Caprice. So it's called Label Me and Polka Dot Caprice. Then
Wait, we recorded, though, too.
we recorded This Is What It Sounds Like. Boom. And then Think of Wall Paint. It turns into Think of Wall Paint
Finally.
where Mickey comes in.
Yes.
So it kind of was invented on the second story of the Pruitt Ranch house where Steph's room ended up being. And it was an empty room with a drum set in it, Steph's drum set, and me, Mickey, and Nate were there. And that's when I came up with Think of something. And then Nate was like, wall paint, because he's a fucking generic dude, and he saw the brand new wall paint. And I love Nate, great. Think of wall paint, there it is. And then at that point, it kind of was me, Steph, Jacob, Nate, and Mickey. Mickey kind of on and off.
Yeah, just whenever he had
And then we
time.
all switched instruments all the time.
Yep, mostly just me on and off drums. Like, I didn't... Everybody else fucking switched completely.
And then she would,
it would be
whenever
like,
she wasn't on drums, she just
I
wasn't
just
playing.
didn't do anything.
She would
I was
operate the
just-
camera, which is the only existing footage of Think of Wall Paint playing live is
so
when
it's
she was doing
almost,
camera.
Yeah, it's almost good. that
She was the drummer / cameraman.
I was the drummer / fangirl of the fucking shit.
No, you weren't. You were in the fucking band. You
Yeah,
were nothing
but
close to a fangirl because you didn't really like the music that much anyway. So how could you be a fangirl if you didn't like the music?